Alright, I'm probably pushing it today. I mowed my lawn. Also had to repair my lawnmower because I had bent the shaft again, hitting a rock that I didn't know I had. It was bent in a different spot, well, still the shaft, but at a different angle, so I pounded that one out. So I didn't repeat the exact damage, like bent it at the same angle. I would have been worried about that. But anyway, I fixed that and then went out and mowed my lawn. It's really warm. So now I've got this task ahead of me, sanding the deck lid and the hood, and then maybe more on the car. At least scuff up the reprimering I did over places that I blew through. So scuff it up so that I can put another coat, one coat probably, of 2K on the car and make sure that it blocks down nice. So a bit of sanding. Question for the garage. Instead of sandblasting my rims that have this bionic paint on it or something, the stripper doesn't touch it. Doesn't touch it at all. Might as well have poured water on it. And using one of those grinding disc things that looks like a black sponge, sort of gouges the metal. Yeah, it takes the paint off, but it just makes a mess of things. And it's hard to get in all the contours and stuff. Can I just scuff this with sandpaper and then prime and repaint? Will that work? So, question for the garage. Even though I have a sandblast hose and I'm eager to use that, I wonder if even sandblasting will touch that stuff. That is like super mega durable, whatever the hell they put it on. The only thing it beats it is rust. Alright, sanding the deck lid, 2K primer in preparation for paint. And Anthony had said some time ago that he could take 2 weeks to sand a quarter panel. Like, what the hell? How can that be possible? And I'm beginning to get an appreciation for that. I started in 220. Well, I'm still with 220, which is the finest sandpaper I've used on the car so far. And yeah, it seems to be cutting very quickly right now. But I've got a low spot here. It shows up better in camera than it does with the eye. But I can feel a slight orange peel. And actually quite a bit of that orange peel, the top of it has been taken off. So is that really a low spot? Or is it still high on either side? Now keep in mind, I painted this way, so any hills and valleys because of tiger striping would be going this way. So that could be a low spot. So maybe I'll be priming over this again, I don't know. Still trying to judge how aggressive I should be sanding this, or just, give in to the idea that that's going to be a recoat. I have more primer, that's not the problem. I'm just trying to figure out how much is too much. I don't want to keep blowing through down to epoxy, figuring this stuff out. So I may just make that a recoat. Take this down a bit more. I'm still working up here. These aren't real low spots yet. So I taped off my midline of the hood because it's pretty well defined yet subtle, if I'm not contradicting myself, ridge. So, and that took like 20 minutes to lay out to get it right. So I don't want working over this line with my block in high build to obscure that line. So that's why I'm doing that, and then I'll figure out how to finish it later. We'll see. I'm probably just setting myself up for failure there. But anyway, long story short, I can really understand how you would take 2 weeks to block primer in perfectly for paint. So, oh, and I should add, this deck lid isn't completely flat. It curves this way, and I don't know if it curves that way very much. Let's see. Oh, yeah, well, yep, it does. It does. Look at that curve. So, yeah, it curves both ways. So, just being really careful. Wouldn't want a longer block than that for this because it would just be not making contact. Learning.